el primer paso para el control social máximo, y comenzamos con nuevas identificaciones, pero muy relacionadas con las que próximamente también se impondrán en Estados Unidos, pues el 28 de julio de este año, el presidente Felipe Calderón anunció la creación de la misma, y las preguntas son las mismas: ¿por qué? ¿Y para qué? Sin darnos cuenta de la manera tan rápida que esto está avanzando, y hasta nos hacen creer que es una necesidad, argumentando seguridad, lo único que es real es que toda esa cantidad de datos puede ser manejada para otro tipo de cosas como, saber dónde estás, con quién estás, a dónde vas, con qué frecuencia, todo un mundo y una vida ante los ojos de quién sabe quién.
El Registro Nacional de Población es fundamentalmente la base de datos, la inclusión de los biométricos, que son la fotografía del iris y las huellas digitales en esta base de datos, y los pasos necesarios para eventualmente la emisión de la cédula de identidad.
¿Qué contendría básicamente la cédula de identidad? Porque acabas de mencionar el iris, las huellas, exactamente qué contendría.
Esto es muy importante, Carmen. El objetivo de la cédula de identidad y del Registro Nacional de Población es poder certificar la identidad de las personas fehacientemente. ¿Qué se necesita para eso? Pues lo que se necesita es los datos propios de la persona que están en un acta de nacimiento o en una carta de naturalización, según sea el caso, su nombre, su apellido paterno, su apellido materno, su fecha de nacimiento, su sitio de nacimiento, su CURP, que es la clave que justamente sintetiza todos estos datos, esos datos verificados con un documento original, y los datos biométricos que lo que permiten es básicamente ponerle una foto a la CURP, es decir, nuestra fotografía. Y no solamente la fotografía, las huellas digitales de los 10 dedos y la fotografía del iris. ¿Por qué las huellas digitales de los 10 dedos? Porque es lo que permite darle funcionalidad, más allá del reconocimiento facial, a esa propia clave. Es decir, que nosotros eventualmente podamos acceder a nuestros servicios presentando nuestra cédula o simple y sencillamente diciendo: soy Alejandro Poiré, esta es mi huella, y así se abre el servicio. ¿Y por qué el iris? Porque es justamente un elemento de identidad de larga duración. Es decir, si nosotros a una persona de una edad menor, a un niño, le sacamos una foto del iris, este iris va a perdurar a lo largo del tiempo y vamos a poder certificar ese iris durante mucho tiempo después. ¿Qué es lo que esto nos garantiza? Un gasto mínimo en actualización de esta base de datos. Y precisamente por eso, como es una base de datos importante y sensible, es que hemos estado trabajando también con el IFAI y con el IFE para atender las diversas preocupaciones que naturalmente se generan con un proyecto como
Naturalmente se generan muchas preocupaciones, hay de toda índole, hay, bueno, por supuesto la principal, que es identificar a la población, con lo que eso implica naturalmente, pero hay quien plantea que esto es una herramienta principalísima para el combate al crimen, o hay quien habla de control social máximo, en fin, interpretaciones varias que valen y que deben discutirse.
Excuse me, sir. Forgot your receipt.
Checkout lines. Who needs them?
Have a nice day.
This is the future of e-business.
IBM uses DNA to make next-generation microchips. When we talk about the technopoly here, we mean it, okay? International Business Machine Corporation is looking to the building blocks of our body's DNA to be the structure of next-generation microchips. As chip makers compete to develop ever smaller chips at cheaper prices, designers are struggling to cut costs. Artificial DNA nanostructures, or DNA origami. See, that's what the nano DNA is. DNA origami may provide a cheap framework on which to build tiny microchips, according to a paper published on Sunday in the Journal of Nature Nanotechnology. Microchips are used in computers, cell phones, and other electronic devices. This is the first demonstration of using biological molecules to help with processing in semiconductor industry. IBM research manager Spike Narayan, said in an interview with Reuters. Basically, this is telling us that the biological structures like DNA actually offer some very reproducible, repetitive kinds of patterns that we can actually leverage in semiconductor processes, he said. Man is merging with machine, folks. When they talk about a worldwide mind, they mean it. And when IBM says they're using DNA to make next-generation microchips, you better believe it's already happened on some level, maybe by someone outside of IBM, maybe in a black ops program.
Power corrupts absolutely. This is Aaron Russo, a filmmaker and former politician. To his left is Nicholas Rockefeller of the infamous Rockefeller banking and business dynasty. After maintaining a close friendship with Nicholas Rockefeller, Aaron eventually ended the relationship, appalled by what he had learned about the Rockefellers and their ambitions.
I got a call one day from an attorney woman I knew, and she said, would you like to meet one of the Rockefellers? I said, sure, I'd love to. And we became friends, and he began to divulge a lot of things to me. So he said to me one night, he said that there's going to be an event there, and out of that event, you're going to see, we're going to go into Afghanistan, so we can run pipelines from the Caspian Sea. We're going to go into Iraq to take the oil and establish a base in the Middle East. And we're going to go into Venezuela and try and get rid of Chavez. And the first two they've accomplished. Chavez they didn't accomplish. And he said you're going to see guys going into caves looking for looking for people that they're never going to find. You know, he was laughing about the fact that you have this war on terror. There's no real enemy. He's talking about how by having this war on terror, you can never win it because it's an eternal war. And so you can always keep taking people's liberties away. And I said, how are you going to convince people that this war is real? He said, but the media can convince everybody it's real. I mean, you know, it's just that you keep talking about things. You keep saying it over and over and over again, and eventually people believe it. You know, you created the Federal Reserve in 1913 through lies. You create 9/11, which is another lie. Through 9/11, then you're fighting a war on terror, and now all of a sudden you go into Iraq, which was another lie, and now they're going to do Iran, you know, and it's all one thing leading to another, leading to another, leading to another. Now, I would say to them, what are you doing this for? What's the point of this thing? You have all the money in the world you ever want. You have all the power. I said, you know, you're hurting people. It's not a good thing. And he would say, what do you care about the people for? Take care of yourself and you take care of your family. And then I said to him, what are the ultimate goals here? He said, the ultimate goal is to get everybody in this world chipped with the RFID chip and have all money be on those chips and everything on those chips. And if anybody wants to protest what we do or violate what we want, we just turn off their chip.
That's right, microchipped. In 2005, Congress, under the pretense of immigration control and the so-called war on terrorism, passed the REAL ID Act, under which it is projected by May 2008, you will be required to carry around a federal identification card, which includes on it a scannable barcode with your personal information. However, this barcode is only an intermediary step before the card is equipped with a VERI-CHIP RFID tracking module, which will use radio frequencies to track your every move on the planet. If this sounds foreign to you, please note that the RFID tracking chip is already in all new American passports. And the final step is the implanted chip, which many people have already been manipulated into accepting under different pretenses.
We have a Florida family who are really pioneers in a brave new world. They have volunteered to be the first ever to have microchip identification devices implanted into their body.
After 9/11, I was really concerned with the security of my family.
I wouldn't mind having something planted permanently in my arm that would identify me.
In the end, everybody will be locked into a monitored control grid where every single action you perform is documented. And if you get out of line, they can just turn off your chip, for at that point in time, every single aspect of society will revolve around interactions with the chips. This is the picture that is painted for the future if you open your eyes to see it. A centralized one-world economy where everyone's moves and everyone's transactions are tracked and monitored, all rights removed. The most incredible aspect of all. These totalitarian elements will not be forced upon the people. The people will demand them. For the social manipulation of society through the generation of fear and division has completely detached humans from their sense of power and reality. A process which has been going on for centuries, if not millennia. Religion, patriotism, race, wealth, class, and every other form of arbitrary, separatist identification and thus conceit has served to create a controlled population, utterly malleable in the hands of the few. Divide and conquer is the motto.